Okay, so today again we'll draw some interiors. Perspective. So let's take this one first. I don't know where I took this reference, it's a long time ago. So I select non-tanut Sarisan. I don't know who is author, I'm sorry. But okay, let's break it down. So here we see it's 3 vanishing points. And see vertical lines converging downwards. Yeah, so kind of this. You can watch my tutorial about how to make perspective grids. So if you are new on this channel, I made very good tutorials about basic perspective. So now find x-axis, like will be here. So checking for extent. So here is no horizon line because we can see how this x-axis converging. Okay, something kind of this. Just wake up, so lines little odd. So it was x-axis and z-axis. Z-axis. Let's do it like this. So also later on this channel I will more talk about how to make your own interiors, how to draw your own interiors, and like how to draw them from different angle. So it's like, you know, to have this ability to rotate camera and draw your interior from any angle. So it's kind of like you make something like this plan of your interior, and then you can make view from like low horizon line, from like close up something and stuff like this. Just look at from different angles. We'll talk about this later on the channel. Now it's some examples of practice and study reference. Because I just also like to observe some interesting interiors designs, kind of like just how it works, how can I do it myself. And what I suggest also here, it's to study from others' work by copying it. And you copy it like analytical copying. You analyze, you break down it elements. You see what is structure, what is construction, what is composition. And when you draw it this way, you really practice doing it like it is your own work. And you kind of also you see it more detailed, so you start to see things you only can see when you really know this work, when you make it work, or when you like spend long time with this work. So let's here kind of Jack Trevor, thank you. Hello Jack Trevor. Yeah, kind of like yesterday people asked me like how many time took me to learn perspective. And you know, I was like start to study perspective 20 years ago, but then actually talk, if like being more honest, I wasn't study it all the time. It was like, you know, everybody study it in art college, and it kind of feels like, okay, now I understand it, I know perspective. And then a couple years ago I just think about it, and I admit, kind of like, you know, just being honest with myself, that I don't know perspective actually, you know. It's just like very basic, like kind of like 1.1 or 3 vanishing point perspective kind of, and very slow, very bad at it. So only like a couple years I start seriously study perspective. So practice like Scott Robertson, practice these books like Framed Perspective, and now I want to kind of, on this channel, I want to share with others how they can fast improve their perspective. And if you adult, or if you at least like older than like after 12 year old, kind of, you know, 12 year plus, you can learn all perspective, like, no, I mean not all, but all you need for illustration is like 3 vanishing point, 5 vanishing point, curvilinear perspective. All this, like, to have to make like outstanding work, you can learn in 1 year, like, guarantee. It's just require like serious rigorous work. So you need to be like honest, and you don't jump kind of into desire kind of like quick results, right? So you need to really like practice a lot, and you really need to make many repetitions. So it's like when you think you already understand how perspective works, then you repeat it couple 100 times, just kind of same thing again and again, like this, for example. It's a very basic perspective grid. It's very standard kind of, and I like already like a couple hundred pictures before I can say myself, okay, I understand it, I don't need to practice anymore. But it's not how it works. You always can get better, and to be on a professional level you need to have a lot of mileage, and you will never understand it unless you really have this mileage. So point of practice and kind of going deep dive, kind of like going into deeper levels of technical and craft kind of knowledge. It's about have a lot of mileage, a lot of practice. So this is just from practice itself. You kind of open your eyes on many things you never know before this practice. Kind of, it's like meeting with reality. You need a reality check, kind of, and you also will realize that most of problems with your creative practice, like so with your actual kind of creative work, when you kind of frustrating and you're struggling to get desirable result, like most of these problems, it's cause of you have lack of studying and lack of practice your studies. So because if you study enough, if you have this like repetitions, it became kind of your second nature. It became your, like, from something like at the beginning it's something outstanding, kind of like unusual for you. It's like, oh my god, I can draw in perspective, I'm so good, I'm a real artist, it's like, oh yeah, I can draw in perspective. From this kind of state you go to state when you kind of you're like a fish in a complex picture making, kind of, right? Like composition, perspective, so many aspects, kind of, and you very fluent with that. And it's like a riding bicycle, so it's not impressing you anymore because it's something, it's like your ground zero, or like your something is just minimum requirements, so have good perspective. It's just like being literate. It's like if you want to be a writer, you need to know language, kind of this. And when you understand it, it's like you feel like, why, wait a second, why, kind of, why I didn't kind of get good level of perspective earlier. Because no, and not only perspective, every essential. So this kind of idea of this like academical education in art. Oh, Eric, hello Eric. Cool, thank you for feedback. Nice. Yeah, because like academical art education, if it's good, like I totally disrespect like art colleges or this kind of art education when they teach you like, I don't know, some weird stuff like how to be creative without teaching you like essential foundations. In my art college where I was studying, like first of all, everybody talking about, like my teachers talking about essentials. It's like it's similar to physical training for athletes, kind of, right? So if you want to be any kind of athlete, any kind of sport, there is certain requirements for your physical conditions. There's certain like basic physical trainings. It's like you need to run every day, or you need to have like certain strange, like there's kind of certain exercise you need to endure, and you also need to do them regularly. It's not like you did it couple times, you achieve kind of something and you stop. No, you just do it every day, you do it regularly, like is your routine, kind of, right? So, and this routine training gives you this requirement ground on which you can make professional level work. So for us it's kind of like, yeah, it's like similar kind of this sport routine, but actually if you're not damage your brain, eventually it's actually stick to your brain. So when you making a lot of practice, you get into certain level, then it became kind of inherent in you, right? Also, actually, maybe about physical conditions, actually also can say, like there is some photograph in internet about Rentgen of muscle. Hello, creator. Wait a second. Yeah, so there is photo in internet about Rentgen of a thigh, like a leg, right? So, and it's so interesting. It's like Rentgen of adults, like 50 plus, I think, I forget exactly, like 40 or 50 plus age. And one adult, he's like never have sport training, and other is like sport master, something like that. And sport master who didn't train like kind of for 10 years or something like that. So, and he have like crazy amount of muscle. So there's like only this photo on this Rentgen is there is like bone, muscle and fat, right? And there is so much muscle, like little fat and bone. And the person who doesn't train, there's like very little muscle, a lot of fat, and bones kind of very also not too strong, because when you train muscle you also kind of train kind of even bones like will also grow sometimes. Like I hear this theory, I don't know if for sure is this true or not, but I hear people say maybe in an early age, like muscle, they also strengthen bone, kind of make bones stronger because muscle attached to bones. So you can see also this sport people, actually, like if they have like super extreme training, actually it's also kind of became like a memory in their body. So like I say, academical art or like serious foundations is all kind of about this. You need to have this serious practice, and this is a lot. It's a lot of work. Just it's hard to say how much you need to work. It's just more than you expect, kind of. a lot more than you expect, kind of this can say. And you always kind of discover you need to work more, kind of. So it's kind of difference, you know, because people who don't have this mindset, they draw a couple pictures and they already talk about themselves like they're artists. When they like afraid to move their pencil too often, kind of, you know, it's like, oh, I want to improve faster, I want to have better pictures, but I'm afraid to draw too much, you know, because it's like I don't want to make efforts without reward, something like this, you know. It's not smart, I want to work smarter and stuff. Yeah. Yes, so yeah, creator asking like how I find horizon line in the picture drawn. Let's show you on this picture. Let's say this. So I look this X and Z vanishing points. So let's say if we have 3 axes, Y, Z and X. So like in a one vanishing point perspective, Z will have vanishing point on a horizon line. In a two vanishing point, the Z and X have vanishing points, right? So, and if you look what happened here, it's like when we have horizon line, so this means this lines, they're kind of have this convergence towards horizon line, you see. So they're like they're kind of, they should be parallel, but they're not parallel, they convergent towards horizon line. So, and you look like you look at degree. So like let's say when it's interesting how to explain. So okay, anyway, let's say this is Z, right? So here I look, okay, this is Z axis, and I see, you see they all have strong conversion. And if I know like horizon line here is not tilted, so horizon line is not like this anyway, right? It should be parallel like this in this kind of picture, because I see here like y-axis maybe is vertical in the center, is not tilted. So if y-axis tilted, horizon line tilted, so then you will see how this x will be like this and z will be kind of this. So you need to find where is this kind of middle line for convergent lines, and you look kind of how they became like less and less convergent, because then more convergent, more far they from horizon line. You see it's like how much distance here, right? So it's horizon line. Less angle, it means it's very close to horizon line. So, and just like I say, sometimes it's maybe it's this horizon line, right? So in this case they will get closer to horizon line like this one. It will be less angular relative to this angle of horizon line. So if I understand that on this picture horizon line is not angular, it should be kind of parallel, then I see this axis, right? They're not going to be horizontal, they all angular. So I kind of like keep looking like how it's changing its angle, and I see, okay, horizon line maybe somewhere here, like little above picture plane. So you see also like I kind of look how angle changing here, and so like, okay, it's changing somewhere above. So you can look at this z and x, like how they change in their degree of their angle. So this will give you idea like where horizon line, because they have same horizon line, they have mutual horizon line, right? So you can kind of follow, you can look. So here, right, you see we have this x, and we can see this window here. You see it still have angle, so there is no horizontal line, so it will be like it will more and more horizontal above picture. And this correlates with this z, because you look like it's always like, because it's more down, it's stronger angle, like this, more up, it's already like became more horizontal, right? So you see how it's getting closer and closer to horizon line. So this angle gives me understanding that horizon line somewhere outside of picture. And instead of put some extra paper to my paper and find like and draw actual horizon line, I developed this technique kind of just building grids. So I mean, it's not my invention, but I personally I don't see somebody explaining this, so I explain it. That when you don't see horizon line, you don't need it actually, because you can just make grids and you just know the horizon line somewhere there. It's not 100% accurate, but is this a way how to make work look accurate and convincing kind of. So same kind of here, so you look for z and x. So you see x here, right? So it's almost horizontal, almost flat. You see how much very little angle here. Here it start to get little bigger, but then I look, here it start to change. So now this one above horizon line, this is above horizon line. So finding horizon line here is not like super precise thing to do. I just assume it's somewhere between, like kind of in the middle here. Then I look for z. I see, this one moving up, angle up towards horizon line, and again this z going down towards this one, still down, but this almost horizontal here. Then I find this, I'm not sure what this line, so maybe this will be like horizon line. Yeah, looks one like this one almost horizontal. Let's compare. No, still looking downwards. I can use screen as a ruler. You see? So this one z move up, this z look down, but horizon line somewhere here, because it's so close, the angle so little, so it must be very close to horizon line. So, and then I just like, you know, it's like being detective kind of. You use evidence to find structure, kind of, right? So, and you see, okay, this Z and this Z, and this Z, okay, vanishing point somewhere here. So it also means this vanishing point leaning on horizon line. So it's a vanishing point and it's horizon line. And also don't forget, sometimes artists have mistakes. So he might have horizon line here, but some parts on his picture will have some mistake, like errors with perspective. So that's why you never try to find like 100% correct. Just make it like more than 80% accurate. So just, and it's again, it's more will come to you with practice. Just also don't try to understand this from beginning. Like again, like I say, you doesn't draw in like 100 studies. You want make like perfect studies from beginning. You want to make everything correct from beginning. No, don't think this way. So just try search yourself. Try search this kind of grids, and figure out where's vanishing points, where's horizon line. Do it yourself, and you will be better with time. Just it's really interesting, like what I also remind to myself all the time, and when I remind you on this channel about this, I also remind myself that main core principles are very simple always. So here with getting better, it's about build new neural network in your brain. It's like start doing something you never did at the beginning, which is like feels absolutely unnatural, feels like you are doing something you should not do. You know, this kind of feeling like I'm definitely not talented, because if I'm talented, if I'm artist, or if I'm born for this, if it's my thing, it will be easier. I will feel kind of something kind of about this. All this is wrong idea. It always feels unnatural and uncomfortable when you never did it. So it's a first stage. Then you start feel like less alienated, less discomfort with this thing, and then you became more and more like confident, fluent, and then it became your second nature. It became your nature. It's like you always been. Everybody gets through these stages. Everybody. It's just like when you have this kind of very long journey, you have so much experience about this thing, so you totally forget how it feels in the beginning. So all these insane masters, all this super like I don't know how to say, super creative, super master craftsmen, if you ask them about this, they sometimes they don't remember. They don't remember how hard and uncomfortable it's been for them on the first stages. But for sure it was for everyone. And even like somebody like have problem with this, like when they was like 5-year-old, you know, like if we talk about piano, for example, children study piano from 5-year-old, I think. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, so you think somebody will remember how it was unnatural and uncomfortable for them at 5-year-old time? Of course they don't remember this. You just look at them when they're 20-year-old and it's like, oh my god, me at 20, like my hands like made from wood, you know. I feel like like a dog playing piano. And you look at him at 20 and he's like so masterful, so kind of unbelievable. It looks like magic. It's like, wow, he's so talented. Yeah, no, he just gets through all this hard work, all these stages. So kind of remind yourself about this. It's also all similar, like it's all same principles. Like I just yesterday listened Joko interviewed, like conversation with Huberman, and this Joko say he understands this when he was in army training. He understands like always have this some kind of barrier on beginning, like of a physical training. So it was like when they been like deployed somewhere like in a desert or something like that. He say it's like always like first 20 minutes feels like incredible suffer. You feel like it's impossible to like kind of unnatural and hard to endure and stuff. But then after this 20 minutes it just became like a machine, like a robot, and you kind of feel like you can do it forever, you know. And I had this also like when about running. I've been like in 2008 or 2005, forget, yeah, kind of this time period. I was in North Russia near Finland, and there, you know, very amazing nature, like wild forests, a lot of lakes, very beautiful. But there also winter very early, so we was like in the late autumn go to our house in a very old village. So there's almost no people. There was like only 5 wooden house with people, and we was walking there, hope somebody will drive car kind of, so we can like hitchhike, and there's just no people, no cars, and we need to walk like 16 kilometers and rain begin. You imagine like we need to walk 16 kilometers in like, you know, like it was like 15 maybe plus degree, and kind of very cold, rain, no cars. I was with my friend. I would just say like, okay, let's run. At least we will arrive earlier if we run. And then we start to run, and like, so we first 2 kilometers we walk. It was too boring, too slow, so we start to run, and we ran all 14 kilometers. Like I was first time in my life I ran like so long. It's like we run like 1 hour 30 minutes, and it's like surface very like uneven. It's like going up, going down, all this. And I have all these stages in my head when it's like, what are you doing? It's too difficult. You need to stop. You need to rest. It's no reason why you run. No, no need to hurry. You know, all this kind of chatter in the brain. But it's like, say, just keep running. Run. After 30 minutes, I already feel like, you know, it's became like some kind of surreal dream. I just running, and it feels like I've been running all my life forever. I'm just like some kind of in a kind of universe where everybody run and I'm running. So it's like I forget I was walking before. It just like feels like I'm just kind of running creature, you know, and running. So don't feel like tiredness, anything, just run. And so this was super cold. We all like completely wet in like very uncomfortable. But we arrive after 1 hour 30 of running, arrived to our house. There was like other people, and I was like thinking like I will be tired, and I was afraid to getting cold, you know. And I feel like super energetic. I have so much energy. I was running around. I was keeping running, joking with people, like telling them jokes, and like even singing, I think. And there was some people who never seen me before, and they just look at me, so like, wow, this guy is so cool. He have so much energy. He's so funny, you know. But I know what happened. It's just like. It was so amazing, you know, like I'm sure if we walk we will all sick, like maybe very kind of very serious cold, you know. But because we run, you're supposed to be tired, but no, it's crazy. And next day I feel good too. It's kind of interesting experience. So same here, like you're afraid to draw too much, you're afraid you cannot do it, your friend is not your thing. Just remember there is a stage when you get through this, beginning stage to stage when you are improve, when you are kind of professional and advanced artist. And this will be your new baseline, your new normal level. If now normal level for you is like you draw one picture and you're exhausted and you're like, oh, it's like best picture in my life, you know. Then your baseline will be you will draw like hundreds of these pictures, and it like I don't know, just like you make your sentences like when you speak, you know. Yeah, so in here you can watch Kim Jong-gi, and he talk about this too. So we just need to listen what artist talk. He was talk about this. Say like first it was all hard work at first, not funny, not very interesting. But then when he gets through the stage of building skill, he get to stage when he just play fun all the time, have fun with the drawing. So it was his recommendation. So don't try to skip hard work. You need to do it. You need to get through this hard work, and only then you will get to this fun and exciting stage. Because like again you need to move your baseline higher than normal than average. You need these essentials. Learning in essentials practice is about move your ground level on a higher level. So like now you enjoy drawing and enjoy drawing for fun, but your quality very low. Then you will be enjoy your drawing in the same way. You can enjoy like children when you remember drawing in childhood, just sit and like stick figures like Castle Siege and whatever, like Mortal Kombat. No, at least this is what I was drawing in childhood. And but with much higher level of technical knowledge, like you will draw this kind of same children energy, but everything in perspective, with anatomy, with values, composition, all the stuff. So this is what we are working on. And if you will not avoid it, if you will not try to kind of quickly grasp it and run away, you can improve very fast. You need to kind of go right to it. Just admit hard work and just understand hard work will become easy in a time, kind of, right? So also, like Scott Robertson he say it in the words, he say to draw fast you need to draw slow at first. So it means you draw like careful thinking, understanding process, and then after you understand, after you really know how it works, kind of what you're doing, you can make like some, how to say, shortcuts. Yeah, so you will able, like when you kind of, you will estimate amount of kind of elaboration required for each particular work. So you can say like, okay, here I can draw very loose, here I can skip, like sometimes I don't need draw perspective grids, I just draw keeping perspective grids in my mind, you know. And you can also see Kim Jong-il, like again, he a lot at first he draw a lot with perspective grids, so after he don't need draw perspective grids, you know. It's always kind of this way. You understand how to make shortcuts when you know how to make full work, like complete work. Hello, Pedro. And this kind of also what idea behind copying other artists. Clarify again. Copying is structure, or like understanding, learning principles. Idea is you break down final work, so you can better understand how you can do final work you desire, because like you appreciate this work and you need to break it down, like like reverse engineer it, right? So this is the fastest way also to understand and develop your style, because our style, it's always kind of fusion of what we see. So you see different artists, you see different things around you, and this makes your style. You kind of trying to repeat your experience, you're trying to repeat your observation. So to make it more efficient, it's to work directly on it. So sometimes you can directly work on examples of a work you want to achieve, and it's not mean you will become like copycat or like exact copy of this artist. You will not, because you copy many artists. And you also, as I recommend, you also make your own studies of reference and real life. Sometimes you go to draw outside. Sometimes you make like drawings of people portraits, people poses on yourself, and you just learn from other artists how they use media, how they use ink, how they use paint, um, how they use paper, how they draw on the paper, kind of, because it's kind of this principle of master and apprentice. We always learn from people who already know how to do things. So don't wait some master will knock in your door and say like, hey, I'm looking for apprentice, do you want to listen? No, you just find him and learn yourself. Even like when I was in art college, I understand my teachers, they're like, this like alive libraries. Hello, Artrich Studio. So, and it's a lot depends from me how I will extract this knowledge from them, because often when they tell something to students, it's just too early for them. Like, this teacher like tell something like, say, you need to this, you need to understand that, and it just sounds like what are you talking about, like I'm not really understand, or you think you understand but you're actually not, right? So you can like after sometimes even like after years you will understand what he actually mean when he telling you this recommendation. But so in the real time, when you study from teacher, to study faster, to learn from him faster and more efficient, you must ask questions. You should approach teacher and ask how to do things. Don't wait and don't expect teacher to teach you. You need to learn. So every education, it's a self-education. And that's why I also believe like good teacher, it's teacher who love to learn, because he first of all he teach students, he share with students this passion for self-education. He kind of shares this kind of momentum with them. So how it's exciting and interesting lifestyle, kind of, when you're ask questions, looking for answers, so because this only way how you learn, by learning on your own. So when art students they're doing their own practice, they draw more than teacher asks them to draw, when you're like have your own goals, like say like, oh, I want to draw this, I want to draw that, you try and you try and you see something wrong and you try to understand what's wrong, how can I do better, and you go to teacher and you show him your work, you ask him like, what's wrong here, like can you give me your feedback, or you have like more specific questions. So and more you do your own work, more specific questions you have, and more specific answers you will get from teachers. And so I seen all the students who lazy and who just like like passively attend classes with the attitude like there must be taught, like, oh, I'm in a college, so it's a teacher work job to teach me. And my job is to show up. So I move my body in art class, and I expect teacher to teach me how to how to be artist, you know. This kind of attitude. So, and they never improve. It's like I really like, I've been watching, like, I quit my art college, and like when I was second year, so, and then I come back after 4 year, I think, like, because total is like 5 years to study in my art college, and I see my group. It's like almost every students from my group, like they're been 4 years before, they remain on the same level, and it's just like, what they did for all this time, you know. It's crazy. So, and it's very sad, you know. A waste of time. And at this time I was already, I come back from north. I was like living in the, I was like living in the mountains. I was living in the forest. I've been like in the different workshops, hang out with the hippies, hang out with entrepreneurs. I've been director of newspaper. I've been like, I had employees, you know. So have so many experience, so many adventure, and I come back here and they've been just like attending art classes all these years and learn nothing. It's so ridiculous. People just don't respect time, kind of, you know, just wasting their time. Let's see here. Looking for next topic to talk about. Yeah, also interesting, write me where you from, like which country or which city. I'm in Taiwan, and actually I'm Taiwanese now, like I have Taiwan citizenship, so working more on my Chinese. Oh, 1 hour already. Don't draw faster. So also, like, for myself, what I'm doing, why I doing this kind of drawings of interiors and stuff from reference. I just like to get more mileage with drawing this kind of environments, with drawing props, and it's kind of boring for me to draw this stuff. I really enjoy to draw outside. I want to like go somewhere to look around and draw some views, but I want also to have more experience of drawing this kind of pictures. Okay, forget table here. Okay, no problem. So to kind of get through this discomfort, like of drawing this kind of pictures, this kind of views, I find some reference for myself which look like desirable result for me, and so kind of redrawing them and to get this experience. And also it's more fun to study this reference during streams, because I make it like perspective demonstration, perspective tutorials. So it became, instead of one thing it became like multitasking kind of. So I practice perspective, I practice this kind of drawing of this kind of scenes. I also practice talking, and I'm making videos, so making a lot of stuff. So I kind of consider multitasking as not about drawing and watching movie or eating and working at the same time. No, multitasking is when you put like in one process, you like focus many goals. You find how with one thing reach multiply goals. So here's like I have multiple goals, like I tell already, like practice my English speaking, practice making videos, also filling my YouTube with content, and practice drawing such scenes. So it's like many results, many practice with one process, kind of within one process. And I also kind of often do this. I look like when I'm doing something, when I plan to do something, I think about how doing this, what kind of goals it also can help me to reach, and if I find what else I can kind of fulfill by doing this, I can make like little adjustment. You just make some extra effort, you put some like some some specific thing to it. So for example, like here I can just sit and draw it, but to make it multitasking, to make it more kind of effective time practice kind of, I just need to turn on my camera, and kind of prepare software, kind of all this stuff. So it not much change process itself, it's just little extra actions, and with the same practice now I making several goals in one time. And it's also kind of helps me, it's make my process more interesting. Because now when is the camera on, I have more motivation to finish this and actually to draw it longer, so it doesn't feel like it feels like less like less boring or mundane kind of practice. And I'm sure, like if I'm not making it like a tutorial, if I'm not making it like drawing demonstration or live video, I will feel like temptation to kind of like to open some video like movie or something while I'm drawing. So, and it's kind of what many artists do. So it's like you can say, I don't want to be like distracting. Multitasking is no good thing. Like I don't want to make video for YouTube and do my studies at the same time, and then you open a movie and it's kind of like, or you listen something, so you create distraction anyway, because you sometimes you feel like you want to make kind of activity more intense, maybe, like, so it will feel like it's more intensive experience, so you start to feel it with different things, more like information sources for your brain. So, and I think like making tutorial, it's much more productive than watching some Game of Thrones or whatever. It's also kind of helped me what I also practice here. It's crazy, so many goals in one thing, and I really think about this. I really kind of plan this before. One more goal, what I'm practicing right now, I fighting with my perfectionism, because you know, like, if I will think too much about, okay, you need to really have some exceptional super subject, super preparation, like you need to be like super master and like unbelievable character kind of to make video for YouTube. You cannot just draw and make video of this, you know. When in reality, of course, there is a lot of YouTube channel when people just draw on camera without even talking. So, and they have a lot of views. It's kind of pretty good content. Of course, you need to draw good. It should be already some good skill. But anyways, for example, right? So it's helped me to battle with this, to overcome overthinking. So sometimes when I really so let's say sometimes you do work just because you need to do some work and you know is right, you know it's something you should do. That's it. It doesn't need to be some exceptional work, it doesn't need to be some special occasion, or it just must be done. So it's like you know, maybe like being polite, being nice to people, you know. You can say like your neighbors or some people in the elevator, you can say like good morning, whatever. You don't need like special reason for it, like, oh, do they really deserve it, you know, or like stuff like that. No, it just you believe this how it should be, right? You like when like people tell each other like nice things for no reason, you know, just kind of instead of having like angry looks, people say each other like have a good day, and or like how are you, stuff like this, right? So So what? I forgot. So also later, another thing I just also remember. Let's say when I will do, sometimes I do like workshops in real life, and let's say I want to make workshop and I want to make a live drawing demonstration, and you know, when you draw in front of people, it's so stressful. It's became like 300% harder. Like you kind of forget how to draw immediately, you know. So, but when I have so much practice with drawing on camera, it's also give me this experience of don't worry drawing and in front of people, don't worry of like feel comfortable with drawing and talking at the same time. So as if I plan, as I do, I plan to be like teacher artist, like from time to time, like I teach. So I also practice it. It's definitely make me better as a kind of performer and teacher. So I will like less nervous, and it will make my demonstrations and my explanations much better, and I will feel less tired, less exhausted. And also back to idea of self-education. This is what I teach myself. It's not like my boss or somebody like above me tell me like, Jaina, you need to do this, Jane, you need to do that. No, I just look and I break down again like my activity. I break down like which skills I need to have, and I practice to get the skills. I practice to improve, to be better in something what is useful. So it's also like talking about imposter syndrome, right? So imagine again, like, do you have this plan, possibility in your future that you will teach people? You maybe it will be like audience, maybe like a group of people. So in one moment you will be there, like on a stage or like big room surrounded with people, like everybody looking at you, expect you talk like wise words and like sharing wisdom, showing like what's most intimidating also for me, like they say, like demonstration of skill, you know, you need to show your skills for all these people, and you will feel like, do I really fit for this? Am I really good enough to be here? Like, how dare I to be here and thinking I can teach these people, blah blah blah. So how to feel confident in situation like this? I believe only answer is to experience it more. So when you have more experience, you will have like concrete knowledge from your experience that you can do it. You not first time in it, and this thing is what you do. You did it many times, so you do such things. So there's no any feeling of imposter and stuff. It's your, like, if there are some people who qualified for such work, it's definitely me, because I did it 100 times. You know, this is how it works. So simple. Nothing else will give you such confidence, such kind of concrete and like stable confidence. So you will walk into huge space with 100,000 million people, and you will look at them. It's like, okay, it's again some group of people which I teach before. Maybe before you teach 20 people, but you already did it like 20 times. So 100 people will not intimidate you, because it's just 5 times more amount of people you teach before, kind of. It's just important. It's like you know what you should do, and you did it before, and so you can seek deliberately for such experience, and you seek for humiliation, kind of. I mean, like, to be in to experience this kind of feeling of imposter at first times, and sometimes maybe even like to really be imposter. You know, I mean, because you will really like you will think like you can teach somebody something, but then you kind of, maybe you being delusional. So, and now you're face reality. You finally get reality check. You kind of here in front of the students, you telling them how to draw, and you realize they draw better than you, and it's like, oh my god, it's so humiliating. Okay, it's just first stage. So you go back, you improve, and then you go again, teach new group of people. So if is your plan to teach, or you can not kind of plan, but you consider that it might be your job in the future, because most of artists once in a while they teach or they perform, kind of like talk with the public, you know. So do it, start to practice it now. And this even can be like YouTube. It will give you, like, you making this kind of live videos also help you to be better with the live communication. It's not substituted, but it helps you with certain skills, like a drawing in front of people, talking while you're drawing, and see kind of people reaction, exchange with people. Also, you can start to make like to be private teacher, like teach people how to draw, maybe very cheap. So again, just for gaining experience. So yeah, I read this also book a long time ago, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think it's really a very, very good book. So what I remember, main thing from this book is about being proactive. So just practice mindset of doing things because you choose to do things, not because you been not because you've been forced, or it's like you act from necessity, right? And the reality here is like how life works. It's like if you not proactive, if you're not thinking in advance, not choose what you want to do, not prepare for possible scenarios, then you will be always forced. You will always act from necessity because you avoid to be proactive. You avoid to make decisions and act on your decisions. This what is life. So if you kind of hesitant, kind of, right? If you're like cannot choose what you want to do in your life, like, no, I mean, of talking with young people, so then life will give you something to do and you will not like to do it because it's not what you chose to do, right? So then you choose something what was my feel like not perfect, but is your choice. And then more you practice this kind of lifestyle of doing what you kind of plan, kind of, right? Like make your plans, realize your plans, kind of. You will better understand what you really want and stuff like that. So read book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. should read it again, actually, I think. Stephen Covey, author, just remember. I think Stephen Covey. And this idea from Stephen Covey is also kind of similar with the idea by a neurobiologist I've been reading like a long time ago too. It's like he have idea, he call it kind of, how to say, anyway, some about like active search, active yeah, maybe I can translate it like active seeking. So idea is we have like some general patterns of behavior, and how we behave will also kind of determine our condition, right? So it's like what kind of chemical reactions happen in our body. So when we proactive, when we are actively searching for answers, when we're actively searching for outcome we desire, we kind of we need, we want this outcome, our body produce so called catecholamines. So it's kind of hormones which make you it's make your immunity strong, it's also make you sharp, it's make you like energetic, and it's like just stabilize and stabilize your organism and make you like better survival and everything, kind of, you know. So it's important to be in an active position, and like he say, like active search, you know, from his definition. So you're like, and he, as a usual neurobiologist, he make a lot of examples about experiments with rats. So there might, like, what kind of our reaction to scenario, to life. One reaction is to froze, and you just like you choose do nothing. Other reaction is run from kind of danger situation, and other situation is you're moving towards, kind of, right? So an active search, it's about always so like with Stephen Covey, like with the proactive behavior, you became more prepared, you became better prepared for possible situations. So it's not only about how you react in a moment, but it's also about you will avoid a lot of situations you don't want, and if a situation happen, you already know what you will do, and you kind of in a good shape to deal with such situations. Так, so here will be vanishing point for Z. Maybe here. So, and in this neuroscientist was idea, his name actually like Rothenberg, is like from Israel. So his idea was also is like, because when we run away from situation, this is why we kind of, is this kind of behavior when you run away from discomfort. And when you proactive, in some way, it's you choose to run towards discomfort. So you choose. So it's kind of idea is about choosing discomfort. So you kind of choose what problems your life will have instead of having random problems. This kind of core idea there, like I was like, wow, so cool, so important. So you are not trying to live life without problems. You are choosing what problems you want to have in your life. So because life is always about problems, there will be always something you need to deal with. You will always need to find solutions, find answers, try to deal with hard situations. So you can choose. You want to, like, what kind of problem, like problems, like, like deal with addictions, or deal with muscle pain from daily exercise, kind of regular exercise. Like you want to suffer from your illiteracy, from your lack of knowledge, or you want to suffer from learning, like have this like uncomfortable experience of overcoming your illiteracy, from maybe like feel stupid when you ask stupid questions, let's say, kind of, or just feel uncomfortable when you just need to admit that you are not smartest person on the planet, So you choose what kind of discomfort, what kind of problems you want to have. When you choose, we will have better life with better problems. But when you avoid of choosing problems, so you only run away from problems, it's danger, because most likely it will be like something no good. Like usually, it's also like this, like meme, say, hard choices, easy life, easy choice, hard life. Okay, let's me compose here. See what kind of so here, because I rebuild it, I now I make my own perspective grid. I snap everything to my own perspective grid. Proportions are changing. Proportions of elements is changing, and it's okay. I even like more my version. So yeah, so now like Christmas, right? Buy your friends, your children buy this Stephen Covey book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This kind of book like everybody need to read. It's kind of also more traditional and old school kind of mentality there, because I don't like this everywhere. Like now you look, they everywhere pushing this book like Power by Pressfield. It's kind of, I don't like idea on this book. It's just I don't know, you even don't need to read such book. It's just like message there, you'll be psychopath, kind of this. Okay, you can read Nietzsche then, why you need to read this? Just read Nietzsche and like try to be like Ubermensch and stuff. But I don't like it. It's kind of it's kind of a social ideas. It's not what me personally will teach children, and I think it's kind of like wicked ideas. But Stephen Covey, 7 Habits, are really like old school, great book. So here's two platforms. Okay. Yeah, here's like my version, little different proportions. It's okay. And just being less care about accuracy to reference, just more focus on practice process. Oh, cool. There's the phone charging. Oh, hello, Bikram. Okay, kind of this. Also luggage. Okay. So this luggage here in 2 vanishing points, and I will move it from here to here because I have more space here. Let's see. See what kind of perspective should be more for shorting tank than camera. Table a little tilted. Hello, Mr. MVA. So also it helps faster improve also to draw not very big pictures, so like A4, A5, like this. It's like sketch or watercolor studies also. You can even do like smaller like this, or let's show you like I did about Möbius. Where is it? Yeah, this kind of small studies. Like this. Oh, okay, anyway, so make small watercolors also, like analyze watercolor works. Make some shading. So in this kind of situations, when I'm not sure how much shading I want to do, like I'm like on which level of complexity. So at first I make shadows. So it's like cast shadows, ambient occlusions. And then I just kind of balance it. Idea here to make some shading, just to put some variety and make line art less confusing. Like I'm not making here like light and shadow, like shading atmosphere, lighting atmosphere. I just kind of make it little better for perception. Some very little shading. also is kind of variant for quick shading when you travel. For example, you make some quick sketch, you make quick shading just to make like a little clearer and nicer look. And like next more complex level, it's to make like atmosphere with shading to show like what how dark it is, how light it is. Maybe it's like it's a day or night, it's strong lightning in the room, or is very dark in a room, or like, you know, like in The Godfather, for example, there's like so many darks and some accents with a light. Here, forget. Just to show somebody's face, to show some detail, kind of revealing by light from dark. It's tutorial time. Meow meow meow. Oh, that's a big cat. There's a bite. Okay, so for today it's finished. Stop bite. And see you next videos, next tutorial. Write your comments, write your feedback, requests and stuff, and yeah, you can also watch my Gumroad and Patreon. can eat me alive.